Hey guys, Adam Lobo here from Adam Lobo TV, and in this video, I'll be giving you my full video review of the Realme C11 based on your questions that you've asked me in my first impressions and my unboxing video. And don't forget to stay till the end of this video as I'm planning to give this phone away to you as well, so keep watching. Now, if you have missed my unboxing and the overview of the specs and my first impressions of the Realme C11, I'll leave a link down below and also a card above for you guys to check that video out just in case you haven't done so. Now, before I begin, let's recap on the specs of the phone. Now, the Realme C11 comes with a MediaTek Helio G35 chipset with the octa-core 2.3 GHz Cortex-A53 GPU, where the phone comes with 2 GB of RAM with 32 GB of storage here in Malaysia, and it comes shipped with Android 10 with Realme's own Realme UI. Alright, let's now answer your questions, shall we? First, we have Vignesh Naidu, and he asks whether or not it's good for Netflix and how long till it runs out of power. Well, to answer your first question, the Realme C11 comes with a 6.5-inch IPS LCD display and a screen resolution of 720 by 1600 pixels with a 20 by 9 aspect ratio. Now, since it has a 720p screen, you will be able to play Netflix up to that resolution. But when watching Netflix on the phone, still looks great, even if it's not 1080p, as I watched 2 episodes of Money Heist straight and the phone did not even get warm, so that is a plus feature. Now, as for your question about how long till it runs out of power, that is actually quite a vague question, as this depends on the volume and also the type of lighting environment that you're in. But why would you just watch Netflix on the phone? Wouldn't you use the phone for anything else? But yes, thank you for your question. Next, we have Stephen Peter Chung, and he asks, how does the phone perform in low light situation with the night mode? So before going only into the night mode, let me show you some daylight shots, but let's first look at the specs of the camera. Now, the Realme C11 comes with 2 cameras. One is a 13 megapixel f2.2 aperture and the other is a 2 megapixel f2.4 depth sensor. Then as for the front camera, there is a 5 megapixel f2.4 aperture. Now, looking at the daylight photos were great with decent dynamic range for a smartphone within this price range. Now, the software allows zooming up to 4 times digitally, which was great, but I personally would not use the 4 times zoom often unless you really have to. Now, I have to say that I really love how the portrait mode looked with great subject focus to background blur. As for the selfie shots, both the regular selfie and the portrait selfie was great for subject, but the background does get overexposed, as you guys can see, but very decent overall. Then as for the night shots, there is a dedicated night mode for the phone, which is Realme's Nightscape. So yes, hope that answers your question, Stephen Peter Chong. Oh, I also did a test footage on both the front and the rear camera, as it records 1080p up to 30 frames per second, which had quite a good video quality but not so much on the video stabilization. And yes, you can also use the 4 times zoom in this video mode as well. Now, as for the next topic, this is the highest amount of requests, which all relates to gaming, specifically on PUBG, where I played PUBG many times on the phone. And the good news is that it ran totally fine, where the settings of the graphic was set to smooth and the frame rate was at medium. Now, the phone did get a bit warm just at the top part of the phone, just slightly, but that is due to a really long gameplay, but it did not slow down the game, which was great. So there's your answer, Harid Iskandar. Amirul Arif, Scourge FTW, Mayur Shinde, Tasin Sod, and thank you for your question, Kaido, Jawad Sharifi, and Amit Yadav. Next, looking at the software and the performance, Logan Tiran asked how many apps that the Realme C11 handles since it comes with just 2 GB of RAM. Well, to be honest, for regular multitasking from a day-to-day basis was fine. Now here's the thing. This is an entry-level phone, so you will need to set your expectations low and so did I. Now the best way to experience a better day-to-day basis would be not to load more than 6 apps or so based on my usage, as it will slightly slow down the phone. Other than that, it was fine. But it does take about half a second sometimes to load apps if it starts from scratch, but if it's loaded in the background, that was totally fine. And I was pleasantly surprised that it was also running fine when I ran YouTube on the video floating mode, since I have the premium account for YouTube, and I was still able to scroll through the Google Home Stories navigation. But of course, if I were to run another software on that will surely slow down the phone a little. But considering its RAM and of course the price factor, I think it is still a great phone to use from a day-to-day basis. So yes, that's your answer, Abang Muhammad Alif Alip. And as for your request, Unknown, I was never been a fan of benchmarks, as I felt that was not my way of measuring a performance from a day-to-day basis. But since it is important to you, here is your Antutu AI benchmark for your reference. Then finally, here are some of the overview and the overall questions which was covered by the others, but there were some additions where Lego Daniel asked about the battery. Now, as of shooting this video, I got 30% battery with screen on time up to 8 hours and 6 minutes. So just imagine the amount of battery that I still have left in the phone. Then Reisatsu Base asked a lot of questions, like how is the phone audio quality of the recorded video? Well, here's a test for you. Alright, so this is the audio quality using the front-facing camera on the Realme C11. So let's see how it sounds. Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. Then as for the antenna and the Wi-Fi interference, I did not have any issues when I used the phone as my daily driver, so there's that. Then as for the charging speed, since I still have the phone at 30% battery and I'm gonna give this phone away, so I can't test that, but based on my research, it took about 3.5 hours or so that's that too. And although I've never heard of Dragon Raja or even played the game before, but I did test that game out for you and it ran totally fine as well. Alright guys, that's all your questions answered based on my first impressions and the unboxing video. And yes, as promised, I am going to give the Realme C11 away to you guys. So if you want to know how, well, I'm going to post on Instagram as soon as I release this video on how exactly that you can win this phone. So make sure to follow me over there for all the details on how to win the Realme C11. Aside from that, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and found this video helpful. And if you did, be sure to give this video one of these. Like, share and subscribe to Adam Lobo TV if you haven't done so. My name is Adam Lobo. Good luck for the giveaway and I'll catch you guys in my next video.